It starts the same way each time. Shops are looted, streets turn tense, foreign nationals are targeted. Once again, xenophobia violence grips South Africa. But this story did not begin today. To understand it, we have to go back to the country's transition and what followed. When apartheid ended in 1994, it was not just a national victory, it was something the entire continent felt. Countries like Nigeria, Zambia, and Tanzania had long supported the struggle, backing movements like the African National Congress with funding, diplomacy, and safe havens in exile. In that moment, South Africa came to symbolize African unity. In the years that followed, it also became a destination. It drew people from across the continent seeking work, business opportunities, and stability. But South Africa was still dealing with the deep structural damage of apartheid. As migrants arrived, many settled in the same low-income communities already facing unemployment, limited services, and slow growth. And this is where tensions began to take hold. By the mid-1990s, there were early signs. In 1995, migrants were attacked in Alexandria. In 1997, foreign traders in Johannesburg were targeted. Then, in 2008, the violence escalated. Foreign nationals, especially Zimbabwean, Mozambicans, and Zambians, were dragged from their homes and beaten. 3 weeks later, 62 people were dead and around 10,000 displaced. For many across Africa, this was a turning point. A country that once stood for unity was now attacking fellow Africans. The violence continued. In April 2015, attacks began in Durban. Migrants were targeted. 8 people were killed. African leaders condemned the attacks, and Nigeria recalled its ambassador. In 2019, it happened again. Foreign-owned businesses in Pretoria and Johannesburg were attacked. At least 12 people were killed and thousands displaced. This time, the impact spread beyond South Africa. Retaliation hit South African businesses in Nigeria, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Once again, tensions rose and evacuations began. By now, the pattern was clear. Each time, the government condemns the violence, but critics say the response does not address the root causes. So why does this keep happening? Analysts point to several factors. One reason is economic pressure. High unemployment means migrants are often seen as competition for jobs and small businesses. There's also anger over housing and basic services, which can be directed at migrants. Many are blamed for crimes or social problems, even when the reality is a bit more complex. There's also a political dimension to it. Some public figures have been criticized for inflammatory language or for failing to strongly condemn the violence. One thing stands out: these attacks rarely target wealthy foreigners. They mainly